Hello, so today we're going to learn about payment method that you can be able to use for point of sale. So to do that, I'll get to the point of sale app, then go to configuration, and then you have payment methods. So payment method is where you allow different payment methods on a specific point of sale. So some of the ones that can be shared are like card and customer account. But for the cash, you have to create each and every payment method for each and every point of sale. So for this, I'll just click on create new. So let's say, for example, I want to create another cash for a certain point of sale. So I'll go and create, cash. So as you have seen, it's from the point of sale, then going to the configurations, then payment methods. So this is where we can now to add different payment methods for specific point of sales. So at the moment we have these three. These can be shared, this can be shared, and online payment can be shared. But so mostly it's credit and bank payments. But on cash, it has to be specific cash for each and every point of sale because this is very different from different point of sale. Also, the bank you can create different and also online payment like M-Pesa and others. You can always create multiple for each and every point of sale depending on how the company works. But on how Bridge ERP has been configured is that cash has to be separate, but for the others can be shared if they would want. If they would want to create separately, they can also create separate. So at the moment, I'll just go to new, and then I'll go to cash. Let's say cash furniture shop. So let me just see. So furniture. So let me just see some of the first. Okay. Hello, so today we are going to learn about payment methods. So payment methods, these are the different payment methods that we can allow on our point of sale. So to configure that, I just go to point of sale app, and then we can see the point of sale that we have. We have the restaurant and we have shop, electronic shop. So to do that, I'll just go to configurations, then payment methods. Then from here, we can see some of the payment methods that we have already created. As you can see, card can be shared, is a journal, or bank journal, can be shared by two or more point of sales. But and also for customer account can also be shared for with multiple point of sale. So for this one, I will just leave it like this. I can also just connect it with a journal or just leave it like that. But mostly the best way is to connect it to the journal. And then we have also cash. So cash cannot be shared between multiple point of sales because you would want to manage your cash on a separate point of sale. So if I have an electronic shop and I have a restaurant in this and I own them all of them, so I would want cash to be managed on for electronics separately and also for the restaurant separately. So it means in how we have configured Bridge ERP is that cash you have to create per point of sale. But bank online payment like M-Pesas and others, you can either share between the point of sale or create them separately. So you have those two options. But cash strictly it has to be for specific point of sale. So to create for electronic shop, I will just click on new, and then I'll just come and say it's cash electronic, maybe electronic shop. So just an example, if it's an online payment, let's say for example I allow online payment like M-Pesa and others, I'll just choose this. And once I choose it, then I'll just choose the provider that I have already configured on my database. Now because this is not an electronic payment, I'll just uncheck that. And then if for example it is a must to identify the customer. So it means if I choose this one, it means they will never, once they choose this payment method, it has first to identify the customer before you can do a checkout. But if I just leave it like this, then you can always have walk-in customers and specific customers that have been selected. Then we'll need to choose a channel. So at the moment we have bank and we have cash. So this is actually the cash for a restaurant. So I'll have to create a new one, so which I can just say cash electronic. So you can just give it any name, and then I'll just click on and create. Then from here, once we have this one, I'll just choose the type. It's cash. From there, I'm going now to, so these are dedicated payment sequence, so it means it will have a sequence. The sequence will be generated from this. So it just, if I just say, for example, it's cash electronic, then it will be cash electronic slash the year 2025 slash 001 002, like that, the payment sequence. So if I don't choose this, then it can be able to use any different that I can assign. But if I choose it's dedicated, then it is a must. Then we have the currency. I can leave it like this or just choose. If I choose a certain currency, so it means this channel is configured as per that currency. If at all you can receive payment with a different currency from what is added here, then it will do a conversion before it is posted. So, but for now, because I can receive in different ways, I'll just leave it like this. If I would want, I can also choose. Then we have the incoming payment. So remember, if I leave this blank, so we can say, for example, we have the payment provider. If, for example, it was an online payment, then we can be able to change. Then also the name here, if it's a manual payment, I can just say it's maybe a cash payment. I can always leave it like that if I would want. There's no harm. Then there's also now outgoing is when any amount of payment that is made using this journal. So at the moment, I'll just leave it like this. The most important ones is the name, the type, and then if you would want to change the sequence others you can just leave them like that. So just save and close, and this now cash has a journal, and as you can see it's dedicated to this company if you're managing multiple company as it is on this database. Then this would have been, for example, if we are using like an online payment, you can see like we can put to integrate with a terminal or a bank app QR code. And then I can also give it a picture. Let's say, for example, I get a picture for cash. So just to add here, just to make it, to spice up how it looks like. So this is if I want, it's not a must, but if I would want to just put an image, I'll just click like this and I choose my image and I have my image like that. So once I save like this, to connect to a point of sale, I'll have to go to the configurations, then settings. Once I am on the settings, I will have to scroll to the payment. So the first thing that you have to ensure is that your point of sale is selected. You can see we have two different point of sale, but the one that I want to work on is, so you make sure that is selected, because if you don't, then the changes that are going to be you're going to be changed here are going to affect the point of sale that is selected here. So when I go to the payment, I can see we have cards, and as you can see now, it's not giving me any option to be able to change. Why? Because there's a session that is already open. So remember, when a point of sale session is open, you cannot change anything in terms of settings. Most of the settings, major settings, you cannot be able to change them. So you will have first to go to the dashboard, and as you can see, it says continue selling. So we have to go to open it and then close it, close the register before I can make any changes. Because if you make a change and it is open, then it cannot be able to affect this session. That's why it is very important first that the software is configured in a way that you have first to close the register before making any changes to the point of sale. So I've just closed, what I've done is just closing the register, and then now I cannot be able to go to the backend. And once I go to the backend, so just in a moment, once I go to the backend, then I can go now to continue with my configuration through point of sales, then configuration. As you can see now, it's already closed. When I go to the settings, now I can be able to choose the payment method that I want. So I'll just come here now and I choose. As you can see now, it allows me. Earlier it could not. So remember I told you cash has to be on specific point of sale. Like this is the cash for our restaurant. So let's say for example I choose it and I try to save. So I'll get like this cash payment method is already used in another point of sale. A new cash payment method should be created for this point of sale. So it is a must for cash to be able to create its own cash payment method and the journal. But card, bank, and customer account can be made, can go to share separately. So I will just save this one, and once I save it, then as you can see now, so I'll just go now to the point of sale and then open it, open the register. So once I open the register, now it's logging me to the system. So this is where you open your day amount that you're starting with. Let's say, for example, I was given 10K for change. So I'll just open this one. I'll just say it's for change and then open my register. Now, takes me now to the point of sale. Now, as you can see, I'll have to choose a product. Let's say it's this product, or it can be also this one. So I have all these products in my on my card. So and then I have the payment, button to be able to make the payment. So now, as you can see, the cash electronic shop that we chose is just here. We have the card and we have the account. So for a customer account, it is important to choose the customer. As you can see, to ensure due balance follow-up, generate an invoice or download the accounting application. So it means it's for me to be able to follow up with this credit, because remember, customer account is about credit. You can actually change it to credit if you would want. It's not a pre-configured name; it's a dynamic name that you can choose. But in BridgeERP, we use it as a customer account. So make sure that you have that in mind, that it is for the purpose of giving credit. So it means once I choose this, it means this will be a credit, a sale. But because now we were focusing on our cash, so as you can see now, I can put use cash as a payment method. I can use card. So remember, I can say, for example, cash, I'm paying 200, and then card, I'm paying, let's say, 176, and then now remaining 200, I'm going to pay with the customer credit. So as you can see now, I can be able to choose multiple payment method. But in our case, I'll just choose that I want to pay with cash. And once that is done, then I can validate. So once I click on validate like this, so as you can see now, we have our invoice just here that has been generated, and the payment method is actually, as you can see, cash electronic shop, and then it's 56. If it is M-Pesa, the same case. If it's another payment gateway or payment method, then that's how it will appear. So thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next.